is time to begin the art and the yapping session. Let's move on over to here. Okay. There are a few things we gotta do. And my model is not controlled. Just slightly. There we go. Okay. I guess where do I begin? I think first and foremost, I do need to get the last two thumbnails from the raye streams done. So that would be Aruru and, or not Aruru, Ohime and let me actually look at what I need to do. I did Velosa, I did I think everything else should be fine for the most part. It's just gonna be the Ohime. And then of course the final Road to 999, I'm going to be doing either this Thursday or this Sunday. Just depends on how I go about doing things. I'll get that done. Need to do stories, thumbnail, and then it's basically just meme making and finishing the worst Yu-Gi-Oh meme in history. First, we will and Ranked Roulette, and the Duelist Cup is coming up, so I'll need to make a thumbnail for that. I guess let's start with a very blank template. Where do So this one is definitely going to be Ohime. There we go. Ohime, the manifested Ikonko. And it's going to be Espiness. That she is pitted against. To be in the jungle. If I can find it. I'll need the rice and bacon pays for. Making dinner. I'm gonna give a big lurk. Of course. Thank you for stopping by, Marine. I guess that technically, I know. I think that's not your first time chat, but thank you for stopping by and for the lurk. Go paste that. Make sure it is actually looks. Actually, that fits perfectly. To get a bit smaller. Maybe a bit thinner and a bit shorter as well. Then Espiness. Hopefully you can relax to raise both my voice and to the music that I chose. Oh, didn't mean to hit the mic there. Finally, a logo. I can need to. This definitely needs to be smaller. Okay. Obviously, moye is going to be the big. Why are you hitting yourself? I think 48-point font should be fine. I also want to lower this just slightly. Okay. And some layers tonight. Definitely need to lower it to. That looks alright, I would say. Duplicate. Hey, Chroma. How you doing tonight? Oh, I also need to copy the layer style. Tired. Understandable. That is definitely a something I feel. Let's see, where are you hitting yourself? Go. What would be a good line for Espinas to say? Yeah, I might also want to make that by default white. Just like I'm saying weird things. That is true. I think I might have turned the music a bit too low. There we go. This part of Reverse 1999 is definitely the moment my Chinese child killed artificial dream god whilst being supported by a Russian mermaid waifu. You definitely know how to make sentences of all time, Chroma. Might I say. Like, regardless of context, those are sentences of all time. Sorry. Actually, that picked up really loud. That's just how are you doing this? Let's go 52, actually. Make it slightly bigger. And then, of course, paste. As good as the time I halted French suit of armor, a German a singer, a straight-up dog killed time-traveling hippies. A time-traveling hippie massive murder robot. Indeed. Just like, that is just your average Tuesday. You know, just as one does. I think I think that looks good. Music's out. Big Satch swore. Did something happen? Or, I guess something happened, I take it. Alright, need to save this as... See, I apparently did well enough on the test that I just don't need to go for 50% of the class. Oh. I see. Yeah, suffering from success. Classic. Sorry. So I only have classes 8 hours on Friday and 4 hours on class unless you can, like you. Wait, what if I just turn it down in browser like that? Okay. First I gotta export it as a JPEG. November, I gained a new class called Science every Tuesday for 4 hours. Yeah. I am a science, well, I was a science major, and I'm probably going to be a science major in the future. A whole 16 hours of nothing but classes, no other classes. Which, yeah, that is... Always you want to see. I forget, what did I'm just gonna check something for just a second. 10 out of 10, suffering from success. Kagero is up next for 999. Oh. Then Julia. Okay. So you just aced IT, so I don't have to come. Then what monster do I want to do for... Obviously Nargacuga is the obvious one. Do I have loose in Nargacuga? If I wasn't lazy, I should have gone into college a year earlier. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it just... stuff like that will bite you in the butt. I do have a Nargacuga. Do I have a lucid Nargacuga as a thing? I don't think I do. Okay. Just... get a transparent render. So I'll have science and logistics, culture and history, math, English, Dutch, Papega indeed, unfortunately. It's the forlorn arena. Here we go. Right, being lazy. I think, yeah. I know I've definitely regretted being as lazy as I have been in the past. So I can feel for you there. Did I not copy this layer? Apparently I didn't. Wish I could have finished all my English classes 1 year earlier. Yeah, that would have been... Oh no, yeah, that would have been really helpful, actually. Just... getting those out of the way. Because, see, 19 to 1 is 18. 19 minus 1 is 18. Prime college age. Yeah. Oh, did I? I did. No, I didn't. Yeah. Stuff happens. And unfortunately, we just kind of gotta roll with the punches sometimes. Including our own laziness. And in prison, shiv happens. It's I can go a bit bigger. Let's go 58. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, shifter happens. Is that a spelling mistake on worth? Finally, no. Oh, wait, hold on, did I? I did not, I put it in the wrong layer. So now I have to do it over again. It happens. Yep. I might actually want to make it just slightly smaller for both of them then. I don't get paid. I don't get paid to be helpful, just to be salty. I wish I could. I was about to say I wish I could be paid, but real VA hours. I think that is. There are realistically a couple of reasons why I'm not too interested in ever going into VA work. Like, I'm gonna phrase this tomorrow. Ends the pre-recording of my lines. Cool. I guess. And I got to insult a lot of people. Even better. Oh, I do need to copy and paste the layer style. That way, duplicate it properly. There we go. Time to insult like 5 players and a DM. Oh, you got D&D tonight. Nice. I guess just let me know. Oh. If you're I doubt you'll be done with it before you end. I'm not gonna actually have D&D tonight. I wasn't invited. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's coolio. Oof. I guess I consult them through the BA. That's always pretty cool, though. Let's see. Let's just make it. I think I'll actually. I think that's actually pretty decent. 69.5 for the win. Well, You got 999 problems, but a 4 ain't one of them. I mean, I'll be honest, my acne has been pretty bad recently, but a spore ain't one of them. Oh. Yep. Yep. The spore is not one of them. In fact. Okay. That is, I think, the last Rise thumbnail I need to do for tonight. Next is going to be stories with banger lines and stuff. It's like, your dad sure knew how to pick them since you. Ouch. Wow. That hurts. Did I say Blagagris right? Did I not? I swear I. Wait, did I actually not save it? Oh, apparently I didn't. Okay. Just verify. I thought the void was something I would find in the emptiness of space, not inside your head. Yeah, okay, that's a good one too. I definitely think the rotting goblin line definitely hurts a lot more. That's definitely not a bad one. I have to keep it somewhat PG. I mean, it hasn't really stopped you before, but I guess fair enough. Also need to. is the line? Okay. For a second, you looked like a simic hybrid, but it turns out you're just really ugly. Another pretty decent one. There we go. Look it up, simic hybrid D&D. Sure. So, I think I know what you're talking about, but hybrid D&D images. Yeah. The visual D&D art doesn't make it look that appealing. Not really. But also, like, I've definitely seen worse. Yeah, duplicate. I do not need to have a driver update, thank you. Video. Um, hang on. I might actually want to make this. I think that looks actually a bit better. Which one would this be? This would be number 11. export that as a JPEG. Okay. I think next is visible on that one in the like gene pool, because ain't no other way. Was this stupid? That's. There were some specific people at work. I don't want to say at work, because I don't want to be like too harsh and throw people that far under the bus. But what's next? I guess it would be the duelist cup. That's coming up here in like 6 days, I think. Yeah, I think it's just 6 days. Did I get a... Is there a transparent? Not really, but I'll take what I can get. I don't want to do this now. Obviously need to open up the master role PNG. So this one of what's not as good as I would have liked it to be. So what do I want to put for this one? Because I think I'll just go for... I think I should just go for the easy... Do I not have... Did I never get a line for this? For if this character gets insulted, I would bet my entire fortune that a blind man would run away and scream from your face. Dear Bahamut, not even the deep dwarves could love the face that horrid. Ow. That one just... Sorry. Was it sacred? It's sacred avatar runics, right? As I said, I get to be mean for once. Yep. And that is pretty good for you then. Because you've got a lot of lines of really good insults throughout there. I got the right on every line myself. Nice. Yep, sacred faction runics. Would it even have a transparent render? Kinda. It's kind of got one, which is nice. Wish it was. I didn't make any lines that are specifically player targeted, which is which I think arguably is the right call there. Target the character is fine, but not the actual people. Yeah, that is definitely a good call, I would say. Yeah, I don't want to cause any bad blood. I might actually want to make it. Three of Earth's 1999 anniversary plans pulled up. Nice. Get that to the there we go. Losing my beloved, Kakina, and medicine project pocket. The last one definitely sounds pretty cool. Kinda. Yeah, I'd definitely say it sounds cool. Best boy. Nice that he's even pretty decent. I can make Flamebridge just slightly bigger, maybe slightly wider as well. Did I say something? Wait, did I actually say something? Nah, not you. Okay. It's down just slightly. Where I can move this down a little bit further. There we go. Then right. Went for the wrong layer. Yeah. Let's add the, what is it? Where is it? It's red eye shine, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay. A little bit differently. There we go. The Fire King Coolest Cup. I see people are preemptively making a big reverse 1999 mistake. Let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to do before I move on to... I don't think there is. Okay. anything that could get age restricted or anything on. I think this one will work. Okay. After I am done with this, because there's a couple of things that I want to do. Because I think I'm almost done with this. Kinda. I do still need to clean up some of the fuzz. I do still need to, like, I'd like to figure out how to properly shade it. Then maybe add a bit of perspective. There are, because a couple things I can't wrap my head. They are talking about skipping Lucy for the other characters, which just doesn't sound smart. So, given how much you talked Lucy up previously, that definitely does not sound like a smart move. Let's keep that hidden for now, though. Lucy's true limited stuff. She's gone forever. Yes, got kinda might be better in the short term, but Lucy is like the greatest of all time, and one that you just kinda have to get immediately. Which I guess, yeah, absolutely from that perspective. And I know you did mention that this, I think, last stream, that Lucy is a character that's basically, like, unless the devs decide otherwise, is probably never coming back. And is like a very good character. So I can definitely see how that can blow up in people's faces. I guess, do I want to make the antenna thicker, or I think that actually works fairly well. Only True Limited character has not come back yet, in about a year to 1 year later. Yeah, so like you said, even if a character is arguably much better in the short term, it's probably going to be a bit, at least a decent decision to potentially get them. Now, even if they are not necessarily as useful immediately. Also, Kakaina has been confirmed to be added in the universal pool after the event. Okay, so there is, like, will have a chance to get Kakaina again, whereas Lucy, you'll just never be able to get them. Unless the devs, for one reason or another, decide to do otherwise. There's also a chance Kakaina's targeted banner will come back. Which arguably is probably just another reason why you could definitely argue getting Kakaina is probably a lower priority than Lisa, at least at the moment. That's all different later, okay. I think I might actually want to shorten this just a little bit. How does this look in? So, it's a layer I haven't found yet, which is fine, I guess. But if I saw it in the CN version, I'll see it happen in the global version. Sure, that's not just a little bit. Uh-oh. There we go, okay. Yeah. I did figure out that was the Chinese version of the game, basically. How far did I... Okay. That should be, for the most part, good enough. There's still a little bit of fuzz I need to shape out. These definitely need to be made a bit thinner, I would say. Price and only 39 balls saved. Gotta get a couple more stocked up. But I believe that you can get them. Or okay. Then daily polls, or not daily, daily missions are just gonna have to carry really hard then. But I do believe, unlike the streamers who have 11k drops saved. Yeah, that's fair point. Streamers do tend to have a lot of stuff saved for one reason or another. And also usually either have sponsorships with the game or are just insane, or whales. I was about to say, or are insanely good at the game, but no, the chances are they are whales. Could also happen to be very good at the game. Who knows? What is this? Oh, that's what this one is attached to. Okay. 11K that's like 61 summons, even without the summon items. That is surprisingly few, not gonna lie. Well, I mean, that's, I guess, definitely still. The average person would have. Just getting that 27,000 drops every month by spending $5. That's I don't know if that's relatively cheap or if I mean that sounds, I mean 10 cents is 18,000. Okay, that's surprisingly not. That feels both surprisingly expensive and surprisingly cheap at the same time. This is the glare. Statistically, it is a good deal, but like barely. Okay. Definitely need to cut down the fluff here. Big thing for me is the energy item you get every day with it. You have kind of explained to me how good or bad. Every day you get a candy for 60 energy. That from what I understand, expires after 12 days from when you get it. Yes. That is, I guess, depending on how quickly you can use it. It's not necessarily a bad deal. Ooh, hang on, I might actually want to 30 times 60 is 1800 energy throughout the month. Yeah, I'm on the right layer. Okay. So $60, aka 40% of the player base. That is 9 times the daily energy cap. Energy you can store at any given time. Well, for like the entire, like the 18,000 energy. Okay, that is. It's not. Yeah, that's not bad per se. That is a lot of materials if you play your cards right. Okay, wait for events and play them a lot. It does sound like a surprising amount. If you don't know, like my swear words might be because I learned English through Call of Duty first. Yeah. Oh to remember to change the color. Goes with the territory. That's fair, I'd say. Nowadays, people learn it through like Fortnite shows. That is also weirdly true. Somehow, yes, people do learn through shows a lot nowadays. And Fortnite, but makes me sad. It's, I mean, okay, to be absolutely fair, people learning swear words through COD probably makes, but it is just generational differences. Let's be real. Nothing beats by 10 and getting insulted by 30 10. Getting insulted by 30-year-olds in video games by being 10. It's weird how the video games like COD just kind of shaped out to be like the duality of gamers in COD is that you are either 12 years old or like 35, and both sides are usually pretty terrible to both each other and other people. Also, yeah, I can get that for the most part. Children are the worst. Yep. My work tends to deal with a lot of children. And they are the duality of man, in that they can be either like the sweetest, nicest, most polite people on the planet, or they are like snot-nosed gremlins. It's one of my dead grandmothers that I have heard children from ages 7 to 12 say words I didn't even probably know until I was like 16. Yeah. And obviously, Call of Duty. People tend to use a lot of words that would get me banned. Really casually, that I had. Whether or not that's right, it's not, but there's not much we can really do about it. I can also get rid of the grid, because that's kind of messing with me. Black spike hit hard. So I don't get the skibbity sigmas, zero aura, grind, and mindset for those V-bucks, bro. Like, what are they even talking about? Yeah. And now, to be absolutely fair, like, people my age also are kind of guilty of just talking in complete gibberish. So I'm not really one to judge too hard. I mean, we did the same thing. Yeah, like, I think to some degree everyone kind of did the same thing. It it's just now it's our turn to kind of feel old about it, and we don't like it. Because just going back and forth, like making this line thicker and thinner. I really should decide if I want it to be like really thin or really thick. And I think I want it to be thinner. I just need to figure out how to make individual parts much thinner. Also, I guess it can also thin you down just a little bit. Some of this fuzz here. Bro, you seen these savages being absolutely filthy, such a Chad play, but I'm not gonna lie. I wish we had those IRL skills. But yeah, the thing is, to anyone not in those circles, or so like generally anyone even just relatively older, those probably sound like gibberish, but I can understand almost perfectly what like you meant by that. That is us 5-10 years ago. Yeah, exactly. And I think now we're just kind of going through that with the Generation Alpha slang, stuff like that. Same thing. Things, and it makes me feel old at 19. Yeah, I think that's it. Just, we don't like feeling old when realistically we aren't. I'm turning prehistoric before 30 at this rate. I definitely wouldn't say prehistoric, but yeah, we're definitely getting older. And so is, like, basically everyone. Becoming an antique. I need to make this, like, this side looks relatively fine. Maybe just thinning this little divot out here, and then I'll be good. According to the internet time, I'd say I was born in the prehistoric era. But that does kind of remind me, like you've mentioned this before, but like that Farfa drama, that like rescue hamster is a modern Yu-Gi-Oh card. The idea that like, and that meme he showed towards the end, that was like, are you a modern gamer, a old school gamer, a historic gamer? And it was like Sword Soul and stuff that still sees some relative play. That's kind of what I feel. I would say it is modernish. To some degree, like obviously not exactly that, but it's like the same logic is there for that meme. That meme went. Like cross-goki, that is the start of modern for me. I think to some degree, yeah. Like, there is a lot of stuff that I think, yeah, I think Link era is the start of modern, I would say, in terms of EPO. I do have to now fix this, but I was gonna do that anyway. Maybe if I wanna put it in a bit earlier trickstore burn. Maybe, yeah, you could kind of argue that. That was before the OTK got fixed originally. You can still burn OTK with trace stars, so I don't care if it ever helped, but the point still kind of stands. Certainly got harder, yeah. Lower amount of blue light stage. I think it helped with reducing the consistency of the Trickstar's ability to burn, but I don't think it did quite enough, honestly. I could definitely say. Didn't make the deck unplayable, just less favorable. Yeah. Which is kind of ideally what is supposed to happen with ban lists. Not make decks completely unplayable, just make them kind of fall out of favor a bit more naturally. And make the toxic stuff a bit less potent, basically. That is obviously the most idealized version. And then we got Toss immediately after, which is generally looked at back fondly, although I definitely could have watched the Thunder Dragon remain in prison for the rest of its life. Or Colossus. Also, Mystic Mind format, that is. Mystic Mind existed. And I'm glad it's spending the rest of its existence in jail. For its crimes. Nobody wants to say it, but that card shaped you. You're blind, but you're right. Like, I don't want to admit that it did kinda shape how, to some degree, how Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially was just kind of shaped forever because of that card's existence. I wish it stayed on. I mean, it's going to stay on the ban list floor for eternity. 3 out of 10 player wants to say it, but it is. But it's kind of true. Is the thing. I think. It's not quite a perfect circle. Make this just a little bit more rounded. I mean, I guess it doesn't really have to be a perfect circle per se, but I'd like it to be a bit more rounded either way. Just agrees that rulers are still just fine. Yeah, like, they came off the ban list, I think, several lists too late. I want to say, like, arguably they could have come off, well, after Galaxy Tomahawk got banned, they could have come off almost immediately after. Not that great anymore, but certainly not bad. Yeah. Like, I use them in Dragunity. Dragon Link, I think, can play them, especially with other cards. Also, just kind of shafted by the ban list. But they're not, like, they're no longer as game-breaking as they were when they came out. They play Blaster and Shiranui. You can. It's weird to think about it, but you can, and make a 9. And that might even be the most played Blaster you may see outside of Dragon decks. And it's also kind of what they were intended to be in the first place. Not just an engine in actual Dragon decks, but in elemental-based decks. Like, Mermail is probably going to be in the near future. Like, Mermail Atlanteans. And, like you mentioned, Shiranui. Also, either Shad or Spectre Sword effect revives 1 from Banish. Really? Oh. That's a neat little interaction. Shade Spectral Sword. faster, bestierary. Kinda, actually. And I mean, probably. I mean, it's outside of, I think, specifically solitaire, but and that's mostly just because it's using like zombie piles and stuff. Okay, now it's time to fix you up. Let's get starts playing Tempest in Virtual World, where you see I have the wind. That's it. Actually, yeah, I wonder. Theoretically, yeah, you could play Tempest in something like Virtual World, since I think all of the Virtual Worlds are winds, for the most part. It's like an ocean, so use Lulu, make Baron. Yeah, you can make Baron using Virtual World using Tempest, which is a funny interaction. Half are wind, others are earth. Okay, gotcha. So it is Redux and Tempest that are going to shape the world of a virtual world. Stepping to Redux levels. So spending title and source soul. I see your honor, moye is a water. I mean, I don't think it quite. I think you do need to have a specific, very specific combo to use title and dragite. That's a good point. Dragite is also water. Although you would have to put dragite in as a graveyard for that to work properly. But you do still have a point. Make dragite go into Legadia. Okay, that is it. Draw one, summon title. That is definitely not a bad idea. Which line is this? This one. Might want to make the ribbons for this slightly thinner. lines planned, then I guess I will not ask. Because it sounds like you had them planned for a little bit, for a while. We'll see. I should make them slightly longer, slightly thinner. Just go. How big are these? But it might be at least 7 months. That's not a bad amount of time to have been cooking those ruler lines. Ruler supremacy. I also need to remember to make still a believer. I mean, to some degree, I do think the rulers do have a chance to make a decent splash, especially with some of the recent legacy support. Whether they are good enough to stand up to the current meta is left to story entirely, but they are still decent. And it can lead to some very fun and interesting little lines, like the one you mentioned for Virtual World. So make this ribbon, I think, just slightly. Get a light and dark ruler for no reason. Chaos ruler. Like, I'm slightly joking, but I'm not. I think that technically was supposed to be like the equivalent, the light and dark dragon ruler equivalent, as far as I'm aware. But he was a bit too not great for the health of the game and had to die. Or people to prison. So that looks a bit too blocky. Let's just smooth this up just a little bit. At least I can pretend that Levianeer is good. I mean, Levianeer is not bad, I would say. Maybe slightly underpowered, but I think it's still decent. Let's make 8. actually want to redo these two to some degree because they look a little bit wonky. To some degree, I mean redo them entirely. It's a bit blunt here. I'm the world's biggest proponent of BFD release after a small errata. No. Like even, like what could you possibly errata of BFD to make him even like remotely less egregious? But what if yes? But what if no? I actually want to make it like make it a ritual monster that can't be searched. Then you would be making a different card, not BFD. And even then, you could definitely boom a VFD at home. Thing is, I think even VFD at home is still not great. We have WMD. VFD at home. It's still a VFD. Weapon of mass destruction. See if there was another no banlist event online. I'm gonna run VFD. And presumably in virtual world, and the thing is, strangely enough, dependent on what you run into, that might not even be do something evil. What could you possibly do that was more evil than virtual world with BFD? Demise. Is that even possible with VFD? Like, to make that to make VFD with that. Yes. Time for the cheese strats. And I know it's probably not going to be something good. Don't want to know what I have cooked, okay? I mean, yeah, you're probably right. It's running VFD. I definitely don't want to know. Might even be considered a war crime. Yo, party people. Hey, Ernest. How have you been? It's been a second since I've seen ya. How are ya? Music might be a bit too loud. Let me turn it down just a tad. There we go. Right now, the worst Yu-Gi-Oh meme ever created is coming along just nicely. I definitely still need to clean up some of the fuzz, but otherwise it's looking all right. I think next is going to be the legs that I need to clean up. 100% idea. Yep. Yeah, it was Chroma's idea to make this, I should mention. And like, I definitely went along with it, so I'm not that much more innocent, but, you know, what can you do? A master rank, nice. I'm just waiting to derank. Yeah, nice. Congrats on getting the highest rank of Master Duel, aside from pure rating. That's really cool. Like, if I ever get skilled enough to the point where I can take ranked roulette all the way to master, that would be a phenomenal day. I need to change color. Yeah, congrats. How was the climb? Yeah, how was the climb to master? I know you. I think you primarily played Pearly the last time we talked, right? That's what you're primarily playing. Using Raid Raptor. Nice. I probably haven't seen, but I have recently completed a sort of Raid Raptor deck in Master Duel. Because I got a royal of a rank up card that goes with Raid Raptor. So I just built the deck. Still need to send that updated Sheena list. Yeah. Anytime you, I think probably in like Masked's Discord is probably the best place to send it, since I think I did without the Kali lock based. What the XC Darkness Dragonway. Nice. Yeah. obviously, like, turn skips are annoying, and even decks like Centurion, who, like, relied a lot on turn skips, didn't even really do enough, or couldn't really do enough. But yeah. I also refuse to use the Kali lock, partially because it's just another UR that I have to get, but always Churion. I like his Legadia. The draw one has saved me many times. The draw one is definitely nice off of Legadia. I think, although I do think there are some Centurion. Like, what's the other big Centurion? Play Centurion Horus too. Nice. That sounds pretty fun, for the most part. Because I know Centurion does tend to rely a lot on graveyard effects, and Horus is pretty decent for any graveyard-focused deck. Whether that be as extenders, change, draw one, special, Lalo, make Legadia, draw one more. Yep, it's Pot of Greed with a big body attached. Is it? Wish they had some Centurion. The nice fragrant snake oil smell. Just need to fix this thing up just a little bit since I kind of broke it a bit too much. There we go. I think I'll finish this leg, getting rid of some of the fluff and then recoloring it in a bit more, and then I'll, since it's getting late, I'll probably end after that. I do have to get up a little bit earlier today, or tomorrow, because I do have work early in the morning. Then add a some of this fuzz. And maybe make this edge a bit sharper, otherwise this should work. But I'm gonna get started. He's planting the seeds for what essentially is gonna be the alt art. That must be on a different layer then. Okay. I need to figure out. Stupid. At least. I need to remember, how does the miasma of the sea cards look? It's I need the image specifically. I think it should be, yeah, these need to be a little bit longer in terms of like these sides. I think these actually should technically be connected. You see, make these bigger as well to compensate. Speeches. Technically, the final layer of this. There's nothing in the middle. Okay, that's the layer I developed for this purpose. think I will send people on over to Kara's live so I can send some people there. Raye is actually live. I might as well send some people there, actually. Master's live again. Master's live actually. There, doing it doing a fun. I think it's been a second since I popped in on CM3. I think I should go for Rain just because they were here earlier. Yep, let's go ahead, copy it. And do I want to send anyone anywhere for YouTube side? Masked. Oh, did they get a new model? Cool, okay. YouTube Raiders here. Actually, YouTube. What is it? Capital. Okay. But then we will also hit it on over to Moraine. Let's start the raid there. If alright, that is all basically here for today. Thank you everyone who decided to stop by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care.